Greetings, Biafrans all over the world, friends of Biafra and lovers of freedom. I greet each and every one of you this very hour. Yes, as you all can see, this is Igbo Biafra fighters, and I am here to give a very straight warning to those who think that they have the monopoly of violence. This very hour, I'm talking to the Finnish government. Finland, you have betrayed Biafrans.
Welcome back to Local Journal, my people. Plenty things they happen on top this Simon Ekpa arrest too. Now like this, as Biafran people they protest for inside Finland, Biafran soldiers too don't come out, they want Finland. May they release Simon Ekpa for them. Them talk say they give them till on the 1st of January 2025 for Finland to release them. If not, say they go hear from them. Then talk plenty things for inside the video, and inside the same video, the wife of Nnamdi Kanu don't come out, they talk say all those governors and all those southeastern politicians where they play politics with her husband detention, say God go judge them. Say that one where Soludo talk say even if they release Nnamdi Kanu from detention, say he no go fit stop insecurity where they happen for inside southeast. She talk say that one a lie, na Soludo they lie. She talk say she know who her husband be, and as in take talk am say even comot say the insecurity where they happen for inside southeast go stop. Say na true, say the thing go stop. They make the good people of Biafra no mind waiting Soludo they talk. Say in just they play politics. And in the same vein, IPOB don't release their own statement on top this matter too. They blast southeastern politician and Soludo for inside waiting them talk. I go play all the videos for honor. And inside the same video too, Biafran Liberation Army talk say they know they do any recruitment. Say anybody where they catch for inside bush say na kidnapper and IMB. And inside the same video they catch some people where we say then talk say those ones na kidnapper and IMB because those ones talk say na Biafran Liberation Army and IMB. But as then try to identify them, then discover say them no be Biafran Liberation Army. And for inside the video they talk say they go use this people where they catch and this opportunity to tell the public say they know they do any recruitment as it be like this. Them to talk plenty things for inside the video, and I go play the video so that we'll go watch them. But before I do that one, if today na be the first time you visit our channel, make you like, make you share, and make you subscribe. So make una watch the video.
Greetings, Biafrans all over the world, friends of Biafra and lovers of freedom. I greet each and every one of you this very hour. Yes, as you all can see, this is Igbo Biafra fighters, and I am here to give a very straight warning to those who think that they have the monopoly of violence. This very hour, I'm talking to the Finnish government. Finland, you have betrayed Biafrans. We thought that Finland is a nation where every human right is equal. And that is why we believe that when we had what we had about our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, we felt what we had was true. But as it stands now, we can understand that all what we had are all false. Right now, all the people involved in this very act, that is none of our business. Our business is that we want to see our Prime Minister released. Finland government, we are giving you from this very day to the 1st of January 2025. If we fail to see our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, every white people in the state of Igbo Biafra land, every company, everything they own must be locked down, totally locked down. Yes, it is time. I have told you, Biafrans, in the state of Igbo, every Monday we sit at home for the release of our supreme leader, Nnamdi Kanu. If you know that you are a uniform man working for the zoo in the territory of Biafra, in the state of Igbo Biafra, popularly known as Project State, leave our land. Leave our land. If you fail to leave our land, whatever you see, you take. For those of you who don't listen to advice, I have been saying it over and over. Every Monday is it at home. And if you fail to obey our order, whatever you see, to manage it. The main reason for this video is for the release of Simon Ekpa. We want to see him free and speak with us. We want to see him free and be with us. And if from now to 1st of January 2025, if we don't see our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa working freely, then every white man's company in the state of Igbo Biafra land must be locked down until whenever he is released. This is Igbo Biafra fighters. Every Monday, sit at home until we see our supreme leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu walking free. This very warning is a direct one. We have no time, and this is it. We have no time.
The release of Nnamdi Kanu would not stop the insecurity. Is he confirming or is he affirming? Because it's being a thing of debate that whether to release Nnamdi Kanu would stop the insecurity or would it not. So he said because they will not listen to him. How does he know that they will not listen to him? That is number one. Number two, he also said that these people who are carrying out these unrest are hiding under Nnamdi Kanu. In fact, I need to mention this. One of our brothers, the older brother was taken and they demanded billions. And they said, oh, that they're doing it for, it's Biafra. They're doing it for Biafra to come. Which is absolutely not true. So Governor Soludo said that they are hiding under the name of Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu also said it. People faffing about with his name and the rest of it. Now, if Nnamdi Kanu comes out, that will give you at least a leverage. Will it minimize it? Yes, it will minimize it. Will it stop it completely? No, because there are people who are orchestrating this, and these people are in higher places. So if they are...
Okay. No, there is a question I want to ask you. Very, very short one. Based on the Soludo statement and the issue of insecurity, we just have to... I want to ask you a question in that regard again. Does the Eastern governors feel threatened that the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and his ability to curb the security situation, to put it under control, do you feel that they are threatened with his influence? Because we also have to look at that,
yes, absolutely.
That aspect.
Absolutely, that is not debatable. That is not debatable. That is what it is. You know, when Nnamdi Kanu says that Igbo, Anyofu, and envy and jealousy, that is what is at play here. So the influence of Nnamdi Kanu, but keeping Nnamdi Kanu there is not going to diminish his influence. You are only making it wider, you are extending it internationally. I mean, it's becoming a thing that not just the Biafrans are aware of now or involved. In fact, Margaret, a 92-year-old woman, she was at the hospital, and a lot of people were talking about Nnamdi Kanu, pure British people in the hospital discussing Nnamdi Kanu. So keeping him there, you are widening his influence. So keeping him there is not going to change anything. You think when you keep him there, and also keeping him there is diminishing their own relevance, because they're making a fool of themselves. They have one of their brothers going through an injustice, and they are actually working for him not to find justice. They're actually working against him. For who? Because whoever you're working for would never like you more than your brother would like you. So to answer your question, yes, it's about his influence, because there's never been a thing like this before, and they don't like it. But
okay, now we also have a situation where the Eastern governors also, we know that they receive security votes, and because I try to to balance my thought, does it mean that the curbing of insecurity as well could also affect the security vote? So most probably some of the governors might want to see some level of insecurity, because if definitely they are able to put these insecurity issues, arrest this insecurity, their security vote might stop coming. Because you need to have insecurity to have a security vote.
Absolutely, because they are all corrupt. they have immersed themselves in corruption and can't do anything straight, can never be truthful or honest in anything they do. So they have to create the unrest, they have to create the insecurity, they have to create the mayhem in order for them to thrive.
So it's not just all about it's not all about being interested in curbing security, because definitely if they have the interest of securing the Eastern region, considering the influence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the Eastern region, they would have worked extremely hard to make sure he's released, to also assist them in doing this job of securing the land.
Absolutely, you would think that, but because these leaders, they lack vision, and as a leader.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to some of you listening, great Biafrans, lovers of freedom. My name is Shukno Chamachuku, and I'm here again to read that the IPOB Press released the 29th day of December 2024 from our Media and Publicity Secretary, Comrade Emma Powerful. IPOB Press released the 29th day of December 2024. If Oyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released, nobody would hide under his name or that of IPOB to commit any crime or do anything untoward IPOB. It has come to the attention of the noble family of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, that His Excellency Governor Chukwuma Charles Soludo recently made a public utterance to the effect that the release of our leader Oyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu may not end insecurity in the southeast. With this statement, the governor appears to be pitching his tent firmly with those politicians who are against the release of our leader, which not only defies logic, given the governor's own previous antecedents in calling for his release, but is equally counterintuitive. If we are led to believe, as the governor inferred in his interview on Arise TV, that those allegedly perpetuating insecurity in our blessed land are doing so on the purpose that they want Oyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu released, would it not make sense, therefore, to seek his release and in so doing call the bluff of these misguided individuals, or at very least deny them any cover or legitimacy. That is why the statement made by Governor Soludo is capable of being misread and misunderstood as being in conflict with common sense. If criminals are hiding under the name of Oyendu, Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB to commit any offense, then common sense dictates that if Oyendu is released, nobody would hide under his name or that of IPOB to commit any crime or do anything untoward. Any criminal or criminals hiding under his name will be flushed out or be exposed, and those operating in their own name will be driven out of our land. We thought that this approach was in line with the much touted non-kinetic initiative championed by the governor himself. Why then did the governor deviate and start sounding like a propagandist or spokesman of the Nigerian army, that institution that is always looking for justification to kill or incarcerate yet more innocent young men and women? We must ask, is the governor unaware of the pathological hatred some Nigerian security agencies have towards the people of Biafra, especially those exercising their constitutional rights to self-determination? With the greatest respect, His Excellency was domiciled in Abuja at the peak of the killer herdsmen reign of terror in Igbo land and entire East. So he was unable to grasp the magnitude of the problem at that time. The same Igbo race had to endure and what it took IPOB through ESN to bring it to an end. If the same person, Oyendu Nnamdi Kanu, that brought an end to the full-scale invasion, slaughter and humiliation of the Igbo race at the hands of these killer herdsmen from the Sahel that were rampaging unchecked through our forests, farmlands and villages a few years back, the same Oyendu Nnamdi Kanu will surely end insecurity in the southeast and beyond. If there is any other ulterior motive guiding the reluctance of southeast governors to frontally seek the release of Oyendu in accordance with their public pledge, then Southeast Governors Forum should be brave enough to come out and tell the public. We made bold to reiterate the commitment our leader made during one of his outings in court by way of a challenge to those that doubt the potency of our worldwide movement, that if Oyendu Nnamdi Kanu is released and insecurity does not cease in its entirety within 2 weeks only, IPOB shall cease to exist. This is how bold and confident we are in demonstration of our utter repudiation of anything that may bring or cause hardship to be brought upon the people of Biafra. Comrade Imapoafu, Media and Publicity Secretary for IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra. And we have come to the end of the reading of IPOB press release, the 29th day of December 2024. I still remain Chukunos H. Chomachuku. Ndewon Omuchineke.
Oga afọ ya bụ nga. Ngiga. Onye nibe ka ya bụ. Uli nge butere gị n'ime ọhịa.
Anyị na-arụ ọrụ. Anyị na-arụ tent. Anyị chọrọ ka anyị nwee branch ebe a, ka anyị nwee ike na-enye aka.
Kunu nwee branch ebe a. Nwee ike na-enye aka na-eme nge.
Azụ alụ ọgụ Biafra.
Uche ọgụ Biafra ka ị na-anụ. Nge gị na-eme asị. Asị na n'oge ya. Ọ bụghị ọgụ Biafra ka bịara nọ. Nge gị na-eme. Ka ị na-eme n'ime ọhịa.
Nwunye ọzọ na-eme eluigwe bie mi witness. Jukwa eze m onye mpụ. Eluigwe bie mi witness.
N'ime ọhịa ezu oyi. Na-eme kidnapper. Rapa Biafra na-ezu oyi na-eme kidnapper. Na-erepụ ụmụ mmadụ. Ese na ịnọ n'ime ọhịa. Ka m kwa gị nnụ gị nọ na ka m gbogbo gị here. Nna ka afọ gị? Sunday. Nge butere gị ebe a?
Onye isi akpọrọ m na fonsi mgbara akala ka bịa rụọ banye ọrụ ụmụ ọma.
Ka ọ bịa rụọ ọrụ ngịnị?
Ọrụ ụmụ ọma.
Ka ọ gwara gị?
Yes sir. since in the home be for.
Ọ bụ ihe furu.
Ọ gba m la onwe ebe ya eje. Le ka eje ebe alọta.
Ọkụ n'onwe bụ nneje. N'ọkụ nje ebe anọta.
Le ko eje ba juma ma ndị sa dikwa we. Osim la ancha lile bia we la ya la ndị kpọndọ kwụsịrị afa bụ tuzu ancha lile.
Asa m la m ko le kwen le kumele le ko bo.
Nna. Nke afọ gị? Chinemere. Nke butere ebe a?
Oh, guy, through this my guy. I know this guy also guy is Ibia. I'm on your boo, I'm coming here before Ibia. So I've been asking me the money idea. So on 25 December 25 I believe. I will tell about December 25. So I will tell you more on that 25. The only 26. I'm buying the sila on drive by kita. Onye put it and you to Langang. So nje hapo igwa ase pasa ga le by Simba. I am not about that something like that. So about woman about okay I do. So I said like the only kala there. Now what my this my guys see that have to go transport. More galaba because my parents are mal one this place. So ana kona say like ababa madondo ani kute. So njo down na abanaketi kwari bumeba.
When Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, Nigerian government believed that IPOB can never follow protocols. Because if IPOB follow protocols, then Nigeria will not get it right to what they are pursuing. So their intention is, immediately their leader is kidnapped, brought here, then they will miss step. They must miss step. When they miss step, we'll take the advantage. If we leave their leader here, their leader cannot miss step. Their belief is that IPOB will miss step because if Nnamdi Kanu is not getting it right, Nigeria will not commit extraordinary rendition. Nigeria knew the risk they took. Nigeria knew the offense they committed. But there is something they want to stop. And that thing can only happen under the order of IPOB leadership. Under Nnamdi Kanu's order, it will not be achieved. Then they believe that IPOB leadership can give them the advantage. That IPOB leadership cannot control the situation. That IPOB leadership will fail in their steps. So they kidnap our leader. Then all the enemies of IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu, they rose up. And the Nigerian state, who announced to the world that Nnamdi Kanu should defend himself in court, they started deploying army into our land. The trial is in Abuja, but they started deploying army because they knew that they are not going to do well in court. So their belief is that when they provoke us, that we'll try to retaliate. So they are here to quench us and deal with us. That's why they deploy army here. I don't know what Facebook is doing. I don't know. I don't care. Anyway. Do you understand? So now, what next? Immediately IPOB got the information. What do? They started notification. Notifying those that are supposed to know. Notifying the world that something happened to our father. Informing the world. Informing world president. Informing different parts of the world. Informing all over the world that something happened to the leader of IPOB. That is notification. After notification, IPOB leadership came up with consultation. Consulting people that matters. Going to people that our leader told them, if I am not here, look at these people. If something happened or something happened, look at these people, you meet them. Then there are people your father told you, if I'm not here, meet this person. There are people that your master told you, if I am not here, or if I send you a market, go and buy it here. If something like this happened, go to this man, if I am not here. So that IPOB leadership started doing it. Consultation. So after consultation, they came back to the table and they compare what they consulted, what they get during consultation, compare it with what they have on table and started making decisions. And we were moving forward. That is the anger of the Nigerian state, that the leadership of IPOB was not in a haste. Rather, they fall back, then went and sat down, then look into the matter. The expectation of the government is that IPOB will be angered, right? Yes, we are angry, but we cannot miss the step. So their target is that IPOB will miss the step, that IPOB will be emotional, that IPOB will act anyhow. That was why when they waited for IPOB to act anyhow, they didn't get it. They consulted their agent to apply their mindset, to apply or to announce what they have discussed in Nigerian intelligence agents, that is force. That's where they brought the language autopilot from Nigerian intelligence. That's what they expected IPOB to do. They expected IPOB to be without control, to be without authority, to be without anybody leading them. They expected IPOB to scatter because their leader is not there. So when they expected it, they didn't get it, which is autopilot. That is autopilot. So they now signal a criminal that they recruited. He now shouted, Biafran struggle has entered autopilot. That means no more membership, no more control, no more anything. Just start acting anyhow, which was the main target of the Nigerian state. That IPOB must act anyhow. That immediately they start acting anyhow, we use the advantage. So IPOB refused to act anyhow. IPOB continued to be under control. IPOB continued to maintain their peaceful conduct. IPOB continued to maintain their self-determination approach. It became a problem to Nigeria because emotional was rejected in IPOB. Emotion was rejected. We kept it aside. The leadership faced the reality. They didn't rush. They didn't say, let us pretend so that people will say nothing happened. The leadership of IPOB refused to pretend. They refused to hide. They refused to do it. They were following steps. They refused to rush as Nigeria expected that they will be jumping steps and be rushing. No, IPOB start following step because we don't have money to give bribe. Nigeria have oil to give bribe. So that is why we follow due proceedings. We do not rush because when we rush, when time comes, they will still ask us, did you go to this place? So IPOB is always avoiding this question that when we get here to a particular point, they'll ask us, did you go to here? And we'll start scratching our head. We will not respond positively. These are things we avoided. That is why we are not in a haste. Because we learned from our past. Because we studied why our father failed. We studied that they have not relaxed and Nigeria shoot a gunshot in Ogoja. And our father have no option than to defend the land. So they were pressured, they were forced into war. That was why the whole battle was in our land. It did not go to the northern land, it did not go to Yoruba land, because they brought war in our land. And this time around, they want to start another war in our land. And IPOB avoided it. And the Simon is the one, Simon Ebirima, that is in detention now in Finland, is the one that is dragging war into our land. Nigeria sent their army, they have their barracks already. They sent their army and police to provoke us. And we refuse to be provoked. We refuse to be provoked. Because they want to push us into premature war. They are aware we don't have food. They know we don't have food. Then they want us to make the same mistake. They want us to be into the same mess that our fathers was. They want to deal with us. They want to make sure that no generation will rise up and talk about Biafra again. Had they succeeded now? But they failed. Because had we been emotional, started trouble, as they expected, that's why they told Simon to announce autopilot. Because autopilot is doing anyhow. Plane without pilot. We rejected it. We refused to subscribe to it. And that was where Nigeria lost it. And that's when people that are not even agitating, people that are not interested in agitation, everybody came out because it is a declaration of the gathering of all enemies. It is a declaration that they want everybody that hate Biafra to come. When somebody said that Biafra struggle have entered autopilot, it means that even people from the Yoruba, people from the north are free to come and cause trouble that will make sure that Biafra stop. Because Agitation must be under control. Agitation must be led. Somebody must control agitation. There must be leadership. But when they say you enter top pilot, it means that the government intention is for you to be without leader, to be without control, to be without direction, to be without aim, to start acting anyhow. Automatically, if you act anyhow, Nnamdi Kanu is no longer leading you. Automatically, there is nobody he's leading. Automatically, he is alone. But IPOB maintain it. We refuse to enter autopilot. And the government agents and the whole enemies, because immediately somebody shouted, Biafran struggle have entered autopilot. Automatically, they are signaling the whole enemy to gather in a place to fight IPOB. It is a language, it is a horn, it is a signal to the enemies that the war has started. Immediately, the criminal announced that Biafran struggle have entered autopilot. It is automatically a signal to the enemies to gather. And that's when they gathered. Everybody started acting anyhow against the ideology of IPOB. While IPOB kept controlling the ideology of IPOB, controlling self-determination, maintaining self-determination, maintaining the peaceful approach. While these enemies gather in a place, led by Simon, they started going against laws. They started intimidating our people. They started creating chances for the government to invade communities with authority.